Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Remember before we started counting into the start recording, how it was we were actually already really close to synced up when we started? It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Back when we did that. But now count us in and count us out for the sync, and it's just too much counting. I'm getting sick of counting.
Numbers in general?
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah. I feel like we should go back to Roman numerals, I think that's we should do that instead.
Still counting, but
it's like but you would say I, and that would be three, because then you wouldn't say three.
I think you only said I haven't followed. Can you do that again?
I, and that would be one.
Yeah.
I, that would be two, and then I.
See, I feel like I didn't get the second I on the two.
Oh,
so I thought you went one. I thought you went 113 or 1121, perhaps.
It's an unlucky number, but yeah, exactly. So it's like you have to do it like a Morse code. You have to give that gap there, for it to work. But numbers. Pretty cool. I give it we wouldn't be able to do out of 10 without numbers, right? You wouldn't be able to score things,
No, that's
you're
fine.
saying that that would be like a positive.
Grade. You can give it a letter grade.
Yeah, A, B, C, D. Mm-hmm. This is a hard A.
Yep.
Plus.
It's just kind of tiring keeping them all in your head and thinking about them. I feel like we could take a few years off from counting.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in general. Just kind of take a break. Go about our lives normally, and then in a couple years we'll see did we really need the numbers?
Yeah. But how do you enforce this? Do you ban it from?
I think I don't think it'll need
policy?
Enforcing. I think everybody will kind of get the vibe.
Everyone will just go shoo! Finally, someone said it.
It'll be introduced, and everybody will just. People at first might be like, "Oh, what? We're being banned from." Numbers now, what? But then they'll think about it for a couple seconds more, and they'll think,
"Yeah,
hey, you know what? I could do with a break."
Yeah.
It's like if it's like when you get fired at your job, but you were getting really tired and wanted a break anyway. So you're like, you know what? At first you're like, fuck, I gotta find a new job. But then at the same time you're like, you know what? Nah, fuck this place. This is
You look at your bank account after. You look at your account. You won the Powerball or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's $6 million in it, and you're like, well, I didn't have to stock shelves for the past 5 years. Actually,
he knows. I'm sorry to interrupt and ruin the bit. Stu is messaging us, and he knows. He's been on the show. He knows we're recording right now.
Yeah,
and yet look at him come along. Say you guys want to. I'm assuming play Dark Tide.
Yeah.
What? He's never coming back.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Bad. I'm
officially everybody. We're gonna say to everybody, Stu's never coming back.
Stu is never coming back. This is a promise. If you ever hear Stu on here again,
it's not him.
It's not someone else. It's somebody else because there's no way we would ever. I sent him a message saying,
back on our
"You're
words.
banned from the podcast." He said, "Oh right, recording night. Have a good time." That bozo. Not even a sorry. Not even a damn sorry. He's done. He's finished in this industry. He's never coming back.
He's never like that. You cut a guy off, and then it turns out he's the guy who interviews you. You know, later for a job, and he's like just sitting there, smoldering. You know,
I'm
he's
so
just like,
pissed,
fuck
man.
you.
I feel like we had a good bit going with the numbers thing and everything, and then I couldn't continue it because I just get this little thing. He's playing a game and he sends us a message like game, and it's like, you literally 1 week ago you were here, bro.
Yeah,
at this exact time talking to us.
Such entitlement.
It's honestly such.
He feels like
feels very entitled.
He said, he feels that he's entitled to our
I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to worry about a schedule. I just fucking roll on in whenever I want to be on.
You sound like John Lennon, kind of. Is that what Stu sounds like? That was a bit of a John Lennon.
Was that a John Lennon? I don't know what John Lennon sounds like.
Oh, no, it would be like more
so
Ringo. It would be more like Ringo.
You think that's more of a Ringo? Peace and love?
Peace and love. Peace and love.
I just want to be on the podcast. No, I got it. I thought I had it today, but I didn't have it.
If he has a podcast, I feel like Ringo Starr has the
Ringo,
highest chance
experience.
It has the highest percentage chance of having a podcast. To be honest,
podcast. Was his last name really Starr? Oh shit! Apple Podcast. Ringo Starr, the King of Feel.
Ah, that's a. He come on the podcast. He feels you up.
I think he was. Wait, hold on. I don't know if he's. I think this is a Beatles-based podcast, which we're gonna need to link up with soon. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we gotta invite him to do a collab.
No, he wasn't on this. It's just an episode dedicated to him. Fuck you. You know what? I'm done with your podcast. I don't want to hear it. Best Player FM, Best Ringo Starr Podcast 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let me know. What are the best? I'm sure there are so many.
Biggest Ringo heads out there listening to the Ringo podcast, you know.
Well, maybe we'll get on that list now if we make this a Ringo Starr based episode.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? Let's give it a minute and see how it feels. Okay, and then if we feel like we had enough legs, we can keep going with the Ringo Starr stuff. If not, then we'll move on. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Starting now. So Ringo Starr, man, he was Was he the drummer?
Yeah, he was. Yes, okay. He was the drummer. I'm pretty sure. And
he was
that anyone could have been a drummer on the Beatles.
But he's also like one of the only two left alive. So I guess he won at the end of the day.
Yeah, honestly, maybe he killed them. It's like a Highlander thing. He absorbed their Beatlesness into himself.
No! Oh no!
Yeah.
Dude, that would be the worst outcome. That means for the rest of time we're gonna either have fucking Paul McCartney or Ringo Starr as an eternal.
What we don't realize is that there is like an eternal war happening between those two, but we don't see it because it's like in the background. It's like, you know, it's like secret war. You know,
when you become a hitman, 90% of the jobs you're gonna take are gonna be to kill either Paul McCartney or Ringo Starr. Yeah. And the worst part is you're going to fail every time. Sorry. Mm-hmm. But take it, because even in a failure, you get paid. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a minute of Ringo Starr. How do we feel about that? What's your vibe? What's your feeling?
I feel like maybe if we added Paul McCartney into the mix, maybe we could make it like a / Paul McCartney show.
Let's try one more minute, and we'll go a little bit more in the Paul McCartney as well as Ringo Starr direction. After a minute, we'll come back again, see how we feel. All right, we'll gauge. We'll check. We'll read the room gauge. All right, go.
Yeah, remember
what did Paul McCartney do in the band?
Remember the Olympic performance that he did?
No.
No, you don't? Okay, well.
Is that for London Olympics?
Yes, he was really struggling.
I didn't watch any Olympics because the Olympics are kind of gross.
Do you think Paul McCartney would be good at any of the sports that are happening during the Olympics?
Jacking off in a hot tub with your bros, probably.
You would be
jacking off in a van with your bros.
In that Olympic village, he would be just spreading his seed all over the place. You think?
Yeah, but that's not new.
Yeah, I know.
Olympic
you just
Village
join
is
in.
A hotbed of hot sex, I guess.
he would just join in.
He'd just join in.
You know, into the
I don't
tradition.
think he would. He probably would. I bet he's a
Yeah.
bit of a freak. That Paul McCartney.
Didn't we say, well, does he have like sausages or something last
No,
night?
his ex-wife
Oh.
made sausage. That's 1 minute. I feel like we talked more about the Olympics and Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
I don't think we
Yeah,
even
but-
mentioned Ringo Starr. There's a bit of an issue.
Well, you know, the
all
Beatles
right.
are hard to talk to when talk to when talk
They
about,
are hard to
about
talk
when
to,
you...
bro. I'm always trying to get a damn meeting with them. They
Yeah.
don't talk to me.
They
Never
don't
hear
send
back.
any emails back to me, but when you don't really
complete
know
art.
anything about them, you know, but
Yeah.
they seem like part of they seem like eternal beings that are going to be with us forever.
One can only hope. I guess we'll drop the. I mean, we'll talk about Beatles later, obviously, because maybe saying it. But I guess we'll drop the Ringo and or Paul McCartney centric sort of theming for the episode and just do it as normal. This is Dead Ensigns. Welcome to Dead
Yeah.
Ensigns. In fact, it was Star Trek skewed. It's now Star Trek zested. You know, when you get like you want a hint of lemon in something, you zest it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
course.
kind of like this. We want a hint of Star Trek in this podcast, so we zest Star Trek in every now and then.
yeah, exactly.
But mostly
like,
we're just talking about anything else.
like, for example, the number bit. Imagine if
Mm-hmm.
you know, Spock and like Kirk went to a planet like that. Where
Yeah, they had no numbers.
Imagine that.
But they still got space travel somehow. They still got warp.
Yeah. They-
But it was
they did
all based in feeling and letters, I guess.
Yeah, and all the their scientists are like literature majors and stuff like that. You know.
What? How fucked would it be? I'm Ben, by the way. This is Max. How fucked
This
would
is
it
me.
be if aliens came down to us and they were just like, you guys are still using numbers?
Yeah. You mean like
All right,
binars
bye.
from Star Trek? Yeah.
All right, see ya. And then they
Yeah.
just leave. They don't tell us what they do
Yeah.
or did.
Yeah.
That would. I feel like that's species suicide at that point. That's
Yeah,
like
I think
everybody
they
on
would
Earth
just,
has to just be like, all right, we'd never living that one down.
It's when there's a kid that like goes to school and people notice that he's got like rip off like shirt, Nike or something like that, or like Adidas. He's wearing Adidas, you know, shoes, and people like, oh,
Tell you
poor
what, I
fuck, you know.
DDoS the Beatles website when I'm trying to find their new songs. Anyway, continue.
Instead of Crocs, it's Crocleys or something like that, you know. And that's what happens, you know. People the aliens really become like that kid of the space, you know. People make fun of us,
Dude,
immediately.
hold up. Why are we not at the forefront of a fake parody brand of frog-themed Oakleys called Crocleys?
Crocleys.
They're like frog-themed.
Yeah,
Crocleys.
Well, you know, maybe it's already out there. We don't even know. We should Google it, but we're probably not.
I
going
already
to.
did too much Googling so far, and it's already
Yeah.
been 12 minutes, so maybe let's leave it. If we're still thinking about Crocleys in half an hour, maybe I'll Google it. Imagine if we did a whole episode where we were just talking about Crocleys the entire time.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thumbnail. I wonder what you.
Tell you what, that'd be a
you would
hard
do.
day's night. Is what
Yeah.
it would be. Yeah, no, I think I probably would have just Googled Crocleys, and if there wasn't already an image, I guess I'd like put a frog on some Oakleys and just put like a big plus sign between them, and then write
Yeah.
Crocleys question
Yeah.
mark.
hmm
Yeah,
That's a good one.
a little
You know
look
immediately what
inside,
this-
a little look behind the curtain for the people
Yeah.
at home.
I wonder what this what does the pictogram means?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a pictogram. See, that's the thing, though, is that we wouldn't need numbers, because we could just do shit like frog plus Oakleys equals Crocleys.
Yeah. So you're saying we should come back to like Egyptian like script? What is it called? Like hieroglyphs, hieroglyphs or shit like that. You know,
Not
Or it's just
necessarily.
images.
Not necessarily. We can still have words, it's just we wouldn't need
Oh,
numbers for equations. Like, I don't quite know how that... I'm now
Like-
realizing that what I was saying doesn't make any sense, but that's fine.
what if they just like write you instead of using numbers, you just write out the word, the word of the
One.
number, the name of the number.
O-N-E. plus
And it-
TWO.
It makes all the equations just look immense because you
Yeah.
got like, you know, what, 6 million,
That would be so fucking impressive, though.
Yeah,
Would you
it
even
would
get in
work.
trouble for that? Surely not.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen to you if you did that during a test. Because, like, technically, it's, you know,
You're still showing you're working. You're just writing it
Yeah.
out instead of putting 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, exactly.
And what if you wrote plus as well? Like you wrote PLUS
Yeah,
instead
the
of
word
using a symbol. 1 plus 2 equals 3.
divided by, you know, it's just
Yeah.
sentence.
Mhm.
It's just a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a different? You got like, you got like prose and verse and stuff.
Yeah.
What would that's like the new third thing we've invented?
Yeah, exactly.
Equals.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to fit like this like wrong equation to like this tiny box that was given for like, you know, equation that like spans like, you know, 4 numbers or something like that, but you're just gonna write it all out.
Yeah, you gotta use up so many characters. I think this is probably the least useful thing that we've ever invented.
Yeah.
The least useful concept we've ever come up with.
Yeah, maybe that's why
something.
we would bring us back, you know. We would go back into medieval times.
It would open our eyes. I think we should be. Here's the thing. Here's what I think it should be. Getting into space is a fucked up equation of like numbers and shit. What it should be is we need to. It's a bit like the secret, you know. You need to have the ultimate goal. The equation's gonna be us, pictures of people, plus space.
Okay.
We need to, and then you just keep breaking it down until you have like the achievable equation. You know, all of the steps you need to do, and that's the equation for.
And it's just images, right? It's just images.
Images or words, one or the other. So it can be like us people... plus rocket equals space.
Yeah, and you know. Yeah.
Well, how do we get rocket? Okay, well it means it needs us plus materials equals rocket.
Yeah.
You know, and then we just keep breaking it down. Till it's like us plus tungsten plus heat equals alloy or something.
Yeah.
You know? Look, I'm not a rocket scientist, okay?
Is this just like a mind map? Are you describing a mind map? Or am I just crazy at this point?
No,
it's just it's
a new
derive
thing.
all our ideas from mind maps. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's a new thing I'm coming up with.
I'm pretty sure that's what corporate like, you know, world is doing right now. Is they write more money, and then they go like, how do we get that more money? It's like more money plus layoffs, you know, and then it's
they're not wrong there though. Layoff equals more money for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to pay less people.
Yeah. And it's like job minus people, you know, equal layoffs, you know, and it's like you got all the basically how the world works right now, so we haven't really changed anything, right?
True.
If you simplify it to that degree, you know.
It's a very astute observation, mate.
Yeah, exactly. A biting commentary.
You know, we've really gotten quite philosophical today.
Yeah,
let's bring it back.
The lack of numbers. Yeah.
How was your week, Max?
Oh, it was fine. I had to like clean up my house, and I had to do all these things because I was like hosting some idiots in my house.
Were they assholes? Or?
Yeah, they were huge assholes. Okay. Yeah.
Was that before or after we left?
No, there was some other people staying in the house while you were here. You know.
Oh, and we never saw them.
Yeah, they moved around unnoticed. They were in the anti-phase, basically. You know,
they were asleep while we were awake, and then when they woke up, they went out. So you ushered them outside briefly, and then we went to sleep, and then that was it. We never saw them.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Smart, dude.
You know.
That's clever.
I got to host 4 friends and stuff, just 2, you know, at my house.
Nice.
But we were hanging out this weekend, and we watched a bunch of movies, and then we played board games. And I won. I won all the board games that we played. It was just great.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you did. I won one of them.
Yeah,
as a team.
We shared the victory. We shared a victory. Yeah.
The other one was just you, though.
Yeah. I don't know if you could call it a win, but whatever. But yeah, we watched
I'm calling it.
Trucks. That was an important piece of
Watched
media
like a
that we
bit of
watched.
Trucks. The big
I
thing we
finished
watched
watching
was...
Trucks.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. And then, not Maximum Overdrive, but Trucks. That made for TV movie, Canadian movie, Trucks.
well,
bad.
Canadian-American joint production.
Canadian. It was a very bad movie. Don't watch it. It was a waste of time. It cockblocks you all the time with like, oh, is this person going to get run? Oh, they don't. They don't get run over. You know, It's like, well,
it's strange because running, making it look like somebody is getting run over is a pretty simple thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. You just put a dummy or something. You run them
Yeah,
over
you
with
just
a truck.
You just do some good match cuts and stuff, and then bam.
I guess they should have gotten some like extras, like a lot more like actors that are just literally there to be killed. You know?
Yeah, they should have like put an ad out for specifically suicidal people and being like, "Hey, do you want to go out with a bang?"
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly. You know?
Huh?
It's like, do you want to be in a made-for-TV movie and kill yourself?
And
You
die?
know, on
Wanna die in
camera.
this movie? You can.
And
It'll
then
be fun. Don't you think it'll be fun?
Yeah, and then like they do it, they get it, and a guy like, he throws himself under the truck, and then they cut him out of the movie.
Oh, that would be sad.
Yeah,
But I guess at that point you're dead, so you don't really know.
Yeah,
I guess your family.
'cause you go to heaven or whatever.
I don't think you're going to heaven if you do that. I think you go to HE double hockey sticks.
HE double hockey sticks.
Mm-hmm.
The hockey ring in hell. That's
Yep.
what the pen meant by that. But yeah, I know it would be pretty shitty movie. What else have we watched, man?
We watched Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
Didn't see that before.
It was I don't know, kind of just
Kind of boring. I wasn't expecting it to be so, but I didn't realize it was a movie about like hell.
I
It was
knew
kinda
that it was a
literally
movie about
like
hell.
Hell, like it's not even like, ooh, we go to an alien dimension. They're like, no, we went to hell.
Yeah.
We went through a portal, and there was hell in there. It had Lawrence Fishburne in it. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
We love Lawrence Fishburne, don't we, folks?
Yeah, we do. He
We
wasn't a
love
Star
Lawrence
Trek,
Fishburne.
hasn't he?
No,
No. I
but
feel
he
like
would.
should
He
have
would
been.
do well. He would be cool
He
in
would
there.
do well. Yeah.
He would be cool in Star Trek.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's a movie that not much happens in it. Like,
I mean,
That's
as
the kind
soon as you guys said, "Oh, it's a Paul W.S. Anderson film," I was kind of mentally checked out. I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to be very good." Okay.
yeah. What do you mean? You
and then
didn't
it
enjoy
was-
those Resident Evil movies? But yeah, like the issue of this movie, I think, Event Horizon, is that the main antagonist is kind of skulking about the entire film, and then he kind of goes, "Well, now I'm invincible, and you can't fight me."
I think they kind of wrote themselves into a corner because the I guess antagonist is a scientist. He's just Sam Neill. He's just like one guy, and he doesn't. They can't write him doing anything particularly clever or underhanded when it comes to like fucking over the crew.
Yeah,
So they were just like, let's just make him like super strong now.
yeah. He's just you
He's
can't
just
kill him
super
basically.
strength now. He's
Yeah.
invincible
He's
because
invincible.
because of hell or something.
Yeah, and
Because
it's like
the
weird.
ship became alive.
Yeah, and it's like, it's so weird, that statement, like, oh, the ship becomes alive. It's just like kind of never is shown, you know? In like I don't know how to describe it, how to say it, but it's like the sets all look the same, you know? There isn't like it's only, I don't, like the ship, the structure of the ship, it gets imbued with hell power, like that's what they mean?
It's the
Like
kind of
that's what
thing-
I
yeah.
got, right?
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where I feel like it's a thing a lot of like shitty movies do, obviously, where it's like it will kind of you kind of, not even in like the exposition way, but it will tell you something without actually really
Yeah.
expressing it or or making it apparent in the actions or anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the thing I always go to, I think, is the biggest one of this is, like, Naruto.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay.
Because it's, like, so much of that show is telling you that Naruto and Sasuke are friends.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
they
Yeah,
are in no
definitely.
way friends at all. They don't do
Yeah.
anything that is friendly towards each other at any point.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing you're supposed to take away is that they were best friends.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely,
oh, they
yeah.
weren't. And this movie has that with the ship. They keep saying the ship's alive, but it's like, it just kind of turns on sometimes or when it wants
Yeah,
to.
it's like, it makes you see things, but, like, you might as well just be breathing in CO, like carbon monoxide, basically, and you would have probably gotten the same thing, you know?
It's like it started out being like, ooh, everybody's hallucinating, but then it turns out that the hallucinations are like real and actual.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're like actually just a thing, like physical manifestations of their horrors and stuff are coming to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam Neill gets vented out into space. And then he just appears back on the ship, but he's even scarier now and even stronger because
the ship brought me back. And I'm like,
he was like, it won't let me leave. Oh,
yeah,
it
and I don't
sucked,
want to
man.
leave.
And he was like, I don't want to. I want to put.
And
my
I'm
penis.
kind of like Pinhead, but not really from Hellraiser.
I want to put my penis in the ship's controls.
Yeah, I want to put my penis in the goo portal. That
Also,
the ship
generally,
makes.
it's just like it doesn't end like Solaris, obviously, but it's very
Yeah.
a little bordering on rip-off more than homage.
Yeah,
in terms of the setting and everything. It's like
it's just
it may be a bit much.
It's such a like
Doing a bad
I think
job.
it's one of the I think Solaris has killed sci-fi a little bit
What for you?
because it's no because it's like everybody rips it off. It's like the simple like they do the simplest kind of man in space alone goes insane, you know, and things get manifested. He sees things. He's hunted by his past, you know, and I hate that. Like there's that new movie coming out with Adam Sandler called Spaceman, right? That's what it's called, right? And it's basically again about that. A guy is in space. He's hunted, like kind of alone, you know, and that's it. You know, I feel like I had a bit kind of enough of these stories at this point of like person is in space hunted by his past. You know, it's like, come on, like anything else, like, you know, that's why I like For All Mankind a little bit, like the show I have recommended.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
It's
the thing with I think another layer to it that you didn't include is that it's like that it's the evil entity, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not so much that it's just like a character with a troubled past, because that's, you know, that's conflict, that's in a narrative. But it's more the thing that is bringing it out of them is a strange and unknowable entity that is it's malicious. It's trying to fuck with them.
But the thing about Solaris is that it isn't malicious.
Well,
like
no,
that, the
you know what
Solaris
I mean.
isn't malicious.
No,
But
but
I
you
know.
know
But
what
like
I
they turn it into that in these stories, you know, and it's like I don't know. It's just like Event Horizon is just giving me that feel again of like, oh, you know,
I
go to space, go insane, you know, and it's like the same story over and over again, you know.
It's still, I think it's supposed to be
like-
desensitizing us so that when we do go to space, we won't go crazy.
Yeah,
Because we'll be up there like, I'm not gonna go crazy like those guys in the movies.
Yeah.
That's
No,
silly.
I just don't want to. It would be such prestige if I did go crazy, you know.
Mhm,
You know, it would just be
True.
so like cringe, you know. Like,
Yeah, people
couldn't
would
I
be
do
like,
something
"Oh,
else?
Oh,
you know?
we went crazy in space. No shit.
It's like no shit. Yeah, it's like,
It's like, well, I gotta prove everybody wrong now.
well, you're missing your wife now too, huh? You know, it's
I would
just
be
like-
so good at it, man. I would just be up there chilling.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Everybody else is like, oh, I'm the guy who has to sit here and make sure that all the people in the pods don't die.
yeah. It's
And now
like
I'm going insane because I can't make small talk with anybody. If there was somebody here right now, I could talk to them about something like you know, like how the space is dark and fuck. Me, I'd just be up there. I'd be watching some pre-recorded TV shows hands behind my head, chilling. You know, eat some food, hang out. There'd probably be a pet. There's always a pet.
Yeah.
If you have cryogenically frozen people, well then
I would get rats.
That's
I
life.
could breed them, and then I would have infinite rats for the rest of my life. Yeah.
True. That's a good point.
And they're smart. They're good.
And
pets.
they are smart. And they are smart. True.
And you can
I feel like a rat.
and then you can
like
eat them if you just in case.
True. I feel like a rat for some reason. I think a rat of most animals would be pretty good at adapting to zero-G. I don't know why. There's just something about a rat that makes me think, I think they'd be good at it.
Yeah, I feel like their ability to kind of get everywhere and like use any form of transportation we invented and just ride on it too. Like, that's how we spread the plague across the world, is because they just went on our ships, It wasn't like, they just kind of hanged out with us,
Well, actually, it was the fleas on the rats, not the rats themselves.
Maybe the fleas should be my pets on the... It's like you got going.
I think a cat would, shut down.
Yeah.
A cat wouldn't know what it's doing.
Yeah, maybe it has that thing that what's it called, like instinct to flip over always.
Yeah, exactly. It would just not know what's happening. It would be in free fall constantly, and it would just be confused.
I feel like a rat would go like a missile. It would go like
exactly.
Like
a rat would
a little rocket.
A rat would get the hang of the inertia and know what it's doing. A dog, same. It wouldn't shut down, but it would freak out. It would not know.
Yeah.
It would not know. But I think a rat would be chill as fuck, dude.
Yeah. But
be pushing off of shit all the time, Like you said, like a missile. Its tail would be straight. It would be like a weird arrow flying through the corridors.
Yeah. I like the idea of you've been doing that, you get stuck on a ship or something happens, or you're on a mission that lasts 10 years, and at the destination you get there and people are like, oh, are you okay? Are you all right? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm cool. I just bred 35 rats.
Yeah, I bred 35 rats. I basically read every single book in existence, while I was doing it.
For 35 years, I read every single book.
Yeah, every book I cared about. That's what you say specifically, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you know, what's the list?" You make the
Eat,
list.
Pray, Love, 50 Shades of Grey. I read all the Twilight books multiple times.
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
Uh-huh.
And then I watched the movies of Harry Potter. And then I watched the TV show. And then I watched the play. And then I played the game.
Oh.
And then I watched the Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Gramble Grimm.
I played the Lego game too.
I played Lego Harry Potter, but all years.
Mm-hmm.
And that took me about the first 3 months. So I did it a second time, and it took me half as long. So I was done a month and a half that time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at the point where I can do all of it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've just been doing it over and over, and I've cut my time down for experiencing all of the Harry Potter franchise in 1.5 minutes. Crazy.
At the one point, I hit my head, and I woke up 5 years later. That was pretty interesting.
Bumped my head really hard.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I survived. I think my body kind of went into a weird hibernation while I was out, and
the strange thing is, I woke up with I was jacked. I had a 6-pack, huge muscles. I was in better shape than when I hit my head for some reason. And suddenly there were all these rats around. So I started taking care of them, And
I became their rat mother.
And they kind of do things for me around the ship. I got to the point where I actually kind of taught them how to do some of the engineering stuff in the deeper areas, the little canals that are kind of hard to get to.
I'm wearing them as clothing, and they're still alive, and they're just running around.
Yeah, they just kind of scamper around me. I even trained them to do a thing where if I extend my arm out, they will crawl down my arm and create a big pillar and grab the thing that I'm pointing at, and then they bring it down the pillar of rats towards me, and then I can interact with it.
Yeah,
and
of
then
course.
they crawl all the way back down this ladder of themselves and cover my body again, and then
And actually, I'm here as an invader at this point
Yeah.
with my rat civilization, and he starts shooting rats out of his hands into people.
yeah, they like zip right through them because
Yeah.
the inertia.
Yeah.
He's aiming directly at their heart.
Yeah.
He's like, I trained to do this. I watched Old Boy, so I drew a picture of a guy on a wall, and I kept doing this to the wall over and over, and I got really good at it.
Yeah. I've attached little explosives to the rats, and I've sent them all across this colony. So if you don't let me have this, then I'll kill us all.
If you don't let me have this.
Yeah, so I'm fine actually after 10 years of being alone to sleep.
So, I kind of just was chill most of the entire time. Mostly was just kind of chill overall.
And somehow the ship is in the shape of a rat's head. Somehow, it became that at some point. They sent a normal rocket out
to kind of reshape the ship somehow from the inside out, and it worked. And everything's okay. And anyway,
I'm fine. Yeah,
that was my thing. If I actually kind of finished that project 5 minutes before you guys were about to wake up, so that one's still fresh. I'm really proud of that one. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Anyway, that would be us on the Event Horizon.
The Rat King.
Yeah,
Whatever. Event Horizon, cool aesthetically movie. I kind of like some of the but it kind of gets old at the end of it. It doesn't do anything interesting. It shows it shows you the movie. It shows you the ship, and then it goes, "You've seen the ship."
Yeah. Ain't this ship scary?
And then nothing cool gets shown to you after you've seen everything. Basically, in the first 10 minutes, you basically get shown all of it.
Yeah. A little bit of a shame,
but what else? What else did we watch afterwards? No, that was the last thing we watched, right? Wasn't it? We watched Beavis and Butthead Across the Galaxy or whatever, right?
Beavis and Butthead do the universe.
Oh yeah, do the universe.
We don't have to just recount all of the things we watched.
We watched Trucks.
We watched them. We saw them.
Yeah, we saw them. I just moved the curtains, opened the curtains on our end. We just watched Trucks.
Yep. Guys are gonna move it prepared for you. Hold on.
Yeah. And then we watched that anime. We watched 2 episodes of that anime. That you were like, I love this. I love food anime manga.
Bro, why does your food in anime always look so delicious? We watched 1 episode. The comic's good. I watched 2 more episodes. Of the show. We watched 1. No, we watched 1. It got to the credits and asked if you wanted to watch the 2nd episode, and you were like,
Really?
Yes.
But we watched 2.
Nope, it was 1. And then then you were like, do you guys want to watch another one? And I was like, I mean, I'll watch more if you guys want to. And then you just quit out of it. And I was like, all right then. Everything I need to know right there.
It didn't capture us.
I like the comic, so I'm,
it feels like when I was watching, it felt like it was more of a manga story rather than an animation story.
Makes sense,
honestly.
but the thing I find is that if you recommend a comic or a book to somebody, they just kind of go, okay, cool, because those things are more time investment, and you can't do them communally. You can just do it on your own a lot of time, and it requires your entire focus. You tell somebody to watch a TV show, they go, okay, yeah, I'll check it out, and chances are they'll put the first episode on while they're doing something else,
Mm-hmm.
But a book or a comic or something, nobody's fucking checking that shit out because they're like, wow, I would rather do that time with something that I want to check out instead.
Yeah. I don't know, this manga in general feels like it could be one of those Dragonology books where you have you open it up and it has little windows where you can touch the scales, but it'll be this is what a smile, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Slime slime
There you go.
feels like, you know, something like that. It's like a little window for a kid to like, oh, it's like glitter or whatever, you know, like it like
Well,
shows you a cross section and it has little things pointing to different parts of a slime and or like any living armor or whatever. Yeah, but it's like, and this is how you cook it, and it's like a little recipe or whatever, you know. But you know, and it's but here it has a little bit of a story, you know.
mhm.
But they don't seem like to be too concerned about saving his sister in that manga. They're just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna take our time. We gotta cook again. We ate like, you know, 10 minutes ago, but we're gonna eat again. You
Yeah.
know, it's we have to have an excuse to eat, you know, because this is what the actual story is about, not saving someone, you know.
Mhm.
But whatever, you know, it looked nice though, like the animation and kind of the idea for the eat monsters and make them actually taste good feels like something people would do in fantasy worlds, you know, like that's food is such a big part of cultures in general that it's such a weird thing that it's kind of omitted in these fantasy worlds, you know, or just like generic wall
Yeah,
of
well, I think
gruel
that's
is
what
like, you know,
that's what's interesting about this story is that it's like the focus on that is pretty interesting because, like you
Mhm.
said, a lot of things just kind of like it's not something you want to think about too much, you know. You want to do
Yeah.
like you just want to do like Lord of the Rings, where you go, this is the limbus bread. It's magic bread that you eat, and it's a whole meal with just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then now you don't have to worry about them eating food ever again.
Yeah, yeah,
But this
exactly.
one is all about like, you know, not necessarily nutrition, but the idea of like good eating habits and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like how that is how in theory that would be like one of the most important things in that sort of world. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Because like in general, like there is that idea of armies run on a stomach, you know,
Mhm.
like in general, and this is,
Yeah.
in general, fantasy stories are about like going somewhere and fighting, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of the times, and
Yeah.
it's
You just go
you
and fight some
realize
things.
that it's pretty hard to do that if you're uh in a bad mood, let's say that, you know, and
Yeah.
food is one of the biggest kind of influences of what we actually feel like, you know.
But
So
I
when you're in
mean,
like a
yeah.
hostile environment, you take away food, you take away good food, at least something that has somewhat of a taste, you know, and with danger you add danger to it, and suddenly people become a lot more picky about being in that situation, you know.
Yeah. You never think about it until it's too late.
Yeah, exactly, you know,
Yeah.
where you have eaten something 10 days in a row or like 5 days in a row, you eat the same thing and you suddenly realize like, fuck, man,
Yeah.
I'm fucking depressed. You know, like
The when it comes to the rest of the comic, I really would recommend it. It does start out a bit formulaic because it's like
did you say the name of it?
it's
Did we
called
say it?
it's called Dungeon Meshi or
There you go.
Delicious in Dungeon, whichever one you want to Google, either one will come up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
No, it gets good. There's a lot of heart to it. The characters develop really well. Yeah, it does. It starts out more of like very, you know, comedy based. The main focus is more like the setup is that they have to go and save their healer, essentially, who's the main character's sister. She got eaten by a dragon, but they set up early on that it's like, well, you know, dragons are big creatures, so their metabolism, they need to burn a lot of energy, so they spend a lot of time sleeping, and because of that, digestion will be really slow. So
Yeah.
chances are they'll be able to get down to her in time, and if they defeat the dragon, they can hopefully, like, resurrect her with magic, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the setup. But as it goes on, it gets a lot more complicated, and honestly, it does get to the point where it has really, really nice world building in it.
Yeah.
And the characters are really well developed. Their what's the word? Their you know, their desires and their hopes and their arcs are really well done.
Yeah.
And it does another thing as well. So it has that one element where you just kind of gloss over it with the food in fantasy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to think about it too much. A second thing that it builds on that I really like is ages in fantasy. Like lifespans, I mean.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
okay,
I feel
yeah.
like lots of things introduce... a lot of fantasy stories introduce, like, varying lifespans and stuff, you know?
Like Star Trek.
Star Trek. Or, you know, you just like elves and dwarves live longer than humans and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's usually just kind of, like, accepted as a thing, just so then that way you can characterize elves as being, like, they have a sense of, like, importance over humans and stuff. You can just kind of, like, get the societal understanding between how races interact, you know?
Yeah.
But it never really I feel like not very many things, at least that I've absorbed, explore varying lifespans on like a smaller scale of, like, you know, this character has made a lot of friends of people with shorter lived lifespans, and now they're all dead, you know, that kind of thing. So it explores a lot of stuff with that later on. And generally, I would recommend the comics. The comics are really good. The art's very good. It's funny, and it develops really nicely. But as for the cartoon, the anime, I guess I'll watch some more and see. If it's just the same story but animated nicely, it'll probably be fine. But, you know.
But don't try to cook anything out of the show.
Yeah, if you find a slime in real life, don't try to eat it.
Some insane person goes out there. He's like trying to find him in the sewer.
Where's the slime? Where is it?
Where are the mushroom people?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to learn how to cook?
Some of
the
it,
ingredients.
Some of it carries on. Some of it does have that. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just something I'm not interested in. But, you know, the like a fantasy version of cooking, so it does kind of try and teach you a little bit in, like, here's how you would cook something like this in real life, though, you know. And that general kind of, like, look, the food, isn't it fancy and fun looking? And it's like, I don't really care about the food. It's just the characters. It's just the characters are really fun and entertaining. You know, they got good chemistry. They're written well. So, you know, that's the thing that draws me to it ultimately. Is good, solid characters. But you know what drives me away, Max? Evil characters.
Oh, okay, like the Beatles,
like those freaks. We've hit a point here. I'm finally going back to listening to the Beatles.
Yeah.
This week,
which album have you listened to?
This week I listened to A Hard Day's Night Mix. First of all, title track, Hard Day's Night. What is it? What is it about? You ask. I'm sure you're asking right now, Max. What is this song about?
What is that about?
It's about how you work really hard during the day, and then you come home and you end up getting so horny for somebody that you continue to stay up and, like, fuck instead.
Okay.
Instead of sleeping.
Happens all the time.
And you want to know something?
I work from home.
This is written by the lead vocals, Lennon and Paul McCartney. John Lennon, that is, in case you didn't know. These guys, they want you to think like, oh, I'm going home to my girlfriend, my wife, and I'm gonna have sex with her because I've had a hard day's night. I need a hard day's night. I think these motherfuckers are singing about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a hard day's night, day's work in the studio recording, and then we're gonna go home.
We're gonna go on the van, and we're gonna rub each other
bang
off.
all night. Yeah.
Yeah. It's time for a hard day's night with each other.
Well, you know, we should email them.
You can email Ringo and ask him.
Ringo,
is that what? In a hard day's night, were you guys singing about each other? You can be honest with me. I won't tell anybody.
I won't tell anyone. And then he won't tell anyone because we would never betray Ringo.
We would never betray Ringo. We might hint it on here. We'll be like, well,
Yeah.
you know,
Wink,
Ringo
wink,
told us a little something, but we'll never tell, you know.
We'll never tell.
I think that overall, I think this album is a concept album for abuse.
What? Why?
You're gonna see, okay? This is the most I've ever written about one of these. Usually I pay attention to a couple of the songs, and I write a couple things like, what if I called them 4 Weird Freaks Here? That would be funny. In this one, okay, If I Fell, alright, track number 3. These motherfuckers are... This is Chasing Amy, the song, dude.
Yeah, well, you know.
This is, fucking, what's his nuts? Lennon, Paul McCartney, one of them are falling in love with either a lesbian or perhaps a bisexual woman and trying to steal her away from another woman. It's fucked up.
I can change.
I'm gonna make them straight. That's what they're thinking, man. Let me get the lyrics up here, man, so you can hear. Let me get up. Where's Genius? Genius, help me out here.
Genius, I need your help. I need that little window that Google displays so it steals from Genius so they don't get a click.
Intro. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me understand? So I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just holding hands, okay? They're falling in love with something. That's a normal intro. John Lennon's falling in love with somebody, you know, he's a little worried. Verse 1. If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very start that you would love me more than her.
Ooh, okay.
He's like trying to manipulate. He's like, I don't want to fucking, if I try and fuck you, I don't want you to be thinking about her, okay? You're gonna hurt me. It's a whole song like that, dude.
Weird. Yeah, I never. Yeah,
it's a whole song like that, man. He's trying to steal. He's trying to break a relationship.
Yeah, it does. He's yeah. Because he thinks that it's like you can't be in a homosexual relationship that's like real, you know.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah,
it's a phase.
Yeah, it's
that's sitting there going, it's a phase.
Yeah.
I'll get her out of it.
Yeah, it's one of the songs later. It's a phase.
I'll get her. It's a phase. Yeah. No, dude, there's a worse one later on.
Okay.
The second to last track, even the last track itself, bad. I got to that second to last track. I was listening to it, mouth agape. I was looking at my screen like, did he really just fucking say that shit? Next one is another single though. Money Can't Buy Me Love. I'm sure you've heard about this one, track 7. You know, can't buy me love. Care about these dudes. They are sociopaths. They don't understand the idea that you could buy somebody a gift just because you want to. Songs about like, oh, I need to show off my money. I need to buy you something expensive. Oh, you don't want my expensive thing? Fuck you. These guys are fucked up, man.
Yeah, you know, that's why they were successful. Like, it's mostly sociopaths that become successful.
Right? It's mostly sociopaths
know?
Are like the Beatles, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's the impression.
Nobody normal would jerk off in a van.
Exactly, especially with their friends.
No, especially
if you do that, you're a sick freak.
Yeah. If you're doing van life and you're just in the van somewhere, stuck in the middle of nowhere, you better not be jerking off. Because I'll know.
I'll sense it.
You'll open that like little curtain for your little window, and then I'll be standing there.
I'll be right there, like, and you'll see me, and I'll shake my head disapprovingly.
Yeah. Leave. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, here's this one. I'll cry instead. This one's like, I've got every reason on earth to be mad because I've just lost the only girl I had. This is like, they finally just stopped being an incel, and they've already broken up with them. And now they're like, fuck this. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Well,
right,
you know.
And I'm sure you're thinking, well, that seems a little extreme, Ben. Why would they?
They were young. They were young. They didn't know
it leads
how to
on.
deal with rejection.
First off, he's trying to get you on his side. If I could get my way, I'd get myself locked up today, but I can't, so I'll cry instead. He's like, I'm I'm so twisted and fucked up. I should be in fucking prison, but I'm just so fucking sad. All I gotta do is cry. He's trying to get you to pity him. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get you to damn pity him.
A lot of these lyrics could be like a emo nightcore version of
They
them,
could.
like, but sung differently, you know? Like they could just be like, I can't feel you today, you know, like,
yeah.
and there's just like a guitar riff over it, you know?
The bridge just leans in more heavily into that, you know? He's like, oh, I'm so sad. I don't want to see anybody. I'm so fucking sad. I'm so... pity me, please. Oh, I'm gonna run away. I just want to cry. I'm gonna go and run away and
Angst.
cry.
It's all angst.
And then, but the end of the bridge, but I'll come back someday.
Oh, no.
Verse 3, and when I do, you better hide all the girls. I'm gonna break their hearts all around the world. Yes, I'm gonna break them in two. And show you what your loving man can do. Until then, I'll cry instead.
Amen.
They're vindictive.
Yeah.
They're like,
I'll show you one day.
I've been hurt. Someday I'm gonna make everybody hurt like I hurt right now. Because that's all I want. I want more misery in the world. That's what these fuckers feel, man.
Well, you know, but the tunes are nice, so, you know.
Yeah, the melodies are nice, though, you know. It's
so it doesn't matter. You can put pretty much any lyrics over it, and it won't matter, you know.
I got a small thing, and this will tie into Star Trek, luckily. Things we said today, I got a small thing. I think this track is supposed to be hypnotism. When I was listening to it, ahead of the vibe, I was thinking of Picard going, he just kept talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic, you know? And I was just thinking, every time, it was really quite hypnotic.
Yeah,
now, this leads into, okay, side 2, track 5. You can't do that.
Okay.
What do you think? It doesn't sound good, does it? It's not that much better. Good. Bro,
is it like you can't hang out with your friends, like male friends or something?
I got something to say that might cause you pain. If I catch you talking to that boy again, I'm going to let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
Dude, I was listening to this one like, do people like these guys?
But it was different times. Like, I think... No, it's just like... Yeah, a lot of these lyrics, when you start looking into them, they're kind of strange and weird. Even like Elvis lyrics and stuff like
Elvis
that.
ones are bad. This is how it works with people that eventually become serial killers. You know, you have the flashbacks and you think back to all the little things and you go, fuck, the hints were always there.
Yeah, maybe it's all the lead in the paint. Maybe
it was all the leaded
fuel. Yeah, it's all of that. You know, kind of turning people into these freaks. You know, but they're making good stuff. They're making good music. Maybe we should bring back like controlled lead. You know, where it's like
a little bit.
Yeah, like, you know, like a little bit, you know,
a little tiny bit of lead in a pill that everybody takes every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so we all go a little bit insane and we can get to the point where we listen to lyrics like "Everybody's green because I'm the one who won your love." But if they'd seen you talking that way, they'd laugh in my face. This dude isn't even worried. He's not even worried about the infidelity or anything. He's worried that everybody's gonna like laugh at him because his girlfriend is talking to a boy. This shit's insane, bro. Could you? This shit was like they had. This album came out at the height of Beatlemania, man.
Yeah.
This shit. Could you imagine if it came out today? People would be like, They'd be like, we gotta cancel Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, George Harrison. Gotta get
lock them up. But then it'll be fine because they'll go to all those like conservative shows.
They would become a conservative band. They'd start singing about this song, and people would be like, "Yeah, women shouldn't talk to whoever they want." Especially if I've already told them not to talk to that guy. Because I told them before, oh, you can't do that. This one's fucked up, bro.
Yeah. Instead of peace and love, it will be like no woke stuff, no woke stuff, or something like that.
No woke stuff. I'm warning you.
Yeah, I'm warning you.
I am warning you. No woke stuff. It'd be like a hard day's fight because we've been fighting for traditional values.
Ah, yeah, of course. They become a Christian band too.
It can't buy me love, and then in parentheses, can buy me a home.
Yeah,
and a stable future, and is good for the economy. It would be the full title.
and the album would be called A Hard Day's Night for Jesus.
It would be called A Hard Day's Night for Jesus, exactly. The last song on this album is called no, this is the wrong one.
I'll Be Back.
Hell? Genius.
I'll Be Back.
It is I'll Be Back. Also... But Genius gave me the wrong damn.
Don't damn lyrics. Genius, we're suing you. I mean, no,
Genius, come on, help me out here, bro. I'm trying to do my Beatles based riff here. You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. Because I told you once before goodbye, but I came back again.
Wait, so he said goodbye, but then came back?
You can't get rid of him. He's warning you. He is saying you can try and get rid of me. You know what? I'll even play along. I'll say goodbye. But I'll be back.
Yeah, it wasn't real. Like I was just kind of saying it at the moment.
I was saying it in the moment because there were people around. But now that you're alone again,
you're alone in the dark alleyway. I'm back.
You're alone again. I told you I'd be back. You could find better things to do than to break my heart again. Why do you keep breaking my heart? This time, I will try to show that I'm not trying to pretend.
Oh, okay. So I'm... Wait, what? I'm not trying to pretend?
You could find better things to do this time.
So, like, I'll just say that I don't... that I'm pretending? Is that what he means?
He means that he's pretending to be... He's pretending to leave to be nice, but he's trying to tell you what fucking wants your back.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I want to
go. Next time you tell me to leave, I won't.
I want to go. Trust me, I don't even want to be here. But I hate leaving you even more. Don't talk to that guy. I told you not to talk to him.
Yeah. I like the idea of someone, like, picking up women with these, like, lyrics. Like, you know, they sing a little, like, line, and it's like... You know, I will not leave you. I will pretend, you know, if you're sick of me, I'm going to come back anyway, you know?
I haven't seen the movie, okay, but there's a whole damn movie about a guy who goes to a world in which there's no Beatles. And he starts like being like, "Oh, I'll just sing their songs and take all the credit." Could you imagine he's singing like this shit, and people are still like, "Oh, this is great." They'd run his shit out. They'd run his ass out of town, dude. It'd be like, go back to where you fucking came from. Go back to your sick, perverted Beatles universe. You sick fuck. Yeah. Our universe is better for never having had these freaks.
Yeah, I know why. Then in Wolfenstein, they started copying the Beatles because they were Nazis, you know.
Well, you know, hey, you said it, not me, bro. So, I just want to be clear that I have never besmirched John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, or Ringo Starr in such a way, and I've never referred to them as Nazis, but Max has.
You know, that you just gotta... they can pick it up with Machine Games, or whoever made Wolfenstein. You know, the new Wolfenstein. Not me. I'm just saying what I see. You know.
Do you think they really had to specify that with them when they got the rights to do it?
Yeah, exactly.
They were like, we want to do Nazi versions of your songs. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No, you don't understand. It's an alternate universe in which Nazis won. Come again? It's still bad. They're still bad. Yeah. But also, they just so happen to still have Beatles.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I don't know how that works, but you know, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know, it's I guess they went to not the Beatles themselves, probably some studio, right? That owned the rights, right, or whatever, like the producer or whatever that owns the label or whatever.
MGM,
own
Apple Music, maybe.
MGM.
I don't know.
They own U2. We know that they own U2, Apple, because they remember the free album. And people were like, I don't want the U2 album on my iPod, the free iPod U2 album. Remember that entire thing? Do you remember that, Ben?
I do. Yeah, I do remember the U2 album.
Well,
Do you
What if
think
it was
so?
the
You
Beatles
think
instead?
in the Wolfenstein universe, it was like a new Beatles album got put on everybody's Nazi iPod?
and that's and that's
like,
when the revolution started. Yeah,
That's when what's the fuck is the name of the fucking dude in Wolfenstein?
BJ Blazkowicz.
BJ Blazkowicz. That's it, Blazkowicz. That's when he was like, "No, these Nazis have gone too far."
Yeah, they took my fucking Beatles.
Damn it!
They put them on my
They
on
forced
my
the
iPod.
Beatles onto my damn iPod, and they're singing shit like, they're singing shit like you can't do that. I don't agree. I think she can do
Well, I
whatever she
can.
wants.
Yeah,
If
But,
you,
you know.
if you, that's the very last thing they say on this fucking album is, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. And they were back again and again and again. Anyway, I'm gonna keep listening to these, but I'm gonna stop leaning in so much into the freak angle. I feel like this is kind of the peak of that now. I'll try and find
this
something
just-
else next time to
it's falling
riff
off.
on.
It's falling off.
No, I just realize I need to find a different, like, I need to evolve the bit a bit more, you know?
So I guess Beatles for Sale is next, right? On your listening list.
Maybe.
They made so many fucking
Dude, they made too many fucking
albums.
albums. It's just back
Oh,
in an
it's-
era when you were doing loads of cocaine. So
Yeah.
you could come out with like 17 albums a year.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not listening to all, because the things on Genius, they've got like 18 million albums here, but that's because they've got so many, like, they've got EPs, they've got like compilation albums and shit. Like, I'm not listening to those. I'm listening to the heart of the Beatles, these four guys.
Yeah.
These four. Next week I'm gonna be favorable. I'm gonna say, you know what?
Okay,
they were just four lads.
You go and motivate you're going into the album like on a positive note.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna leave behind the anger and
The
honestly
angst.
the disgust.
Disgust.
And I'm gonna try and go in with an open mind, open heart, an open soul, and I'm gonna, you know what? Beatles are for sale. I'm buying them.
Yeah.
This
they're
is a
sold
very,
out.
this is a very soulful cover I'm looking at. It's got four
Yeah,
of them
they're
in like
just
nice
staring.
black outfits looking.
They
They're
were so young.
yeah, they really lit the world on fire, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now most of them,
Maybe we will do that someday.
maybe, and then
Yeah.
we can also have a battle over who will be eternal afterwards, secretly,
Yeah,
in the shadows.
Yeah, secret in the shadows, or with organized assassins to
Mhm,
attempt to kill each other.
Yeah,
But soon enough, I think Revolver. That's when it starts getting all trippy. So you got like 3 albums or something.
am I
like
gonna
that
have to
until
like?
that.
I'm not a drug person. Am I gonna have to get into drugs or something?
Yeah. And the drugs they were doing at the time, which is like LSD, I think.
LSD
I
and
would
shit.
imagine.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Regarded
you gotta
by
get
some
into
commentators
psychedelics.
as the start of the group's psychedelic period, the songs reflect their
Yeah.
interest in the drug LSD, Eastern
Ooh.
philosophy, and the avant-garde, while addressing
Wow.
themes such as death and transcendence of material concerns. I don't believe that they had any intention of transcending material concerns.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ringo Starr?
Yeah. No more transcend.
No more
Trans-
transcending material plane. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love. I guess he did transcend the material plane because he didn't want any more fan mail.
Yeah, he didn't want any
He
more
didn't want
fan
any more
mail.
fan mail.
He would want have more if he. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to hearing more, and I guess
I'll mix it up next
Well,
time.
There'll be a lot of. You have a lot of albums to go through, so.
Yeah.
You need an album like every year. It's fucking insane.
Up, dude. Well, that's a good.
It's the fucking 60s. Like
that's a good 20-ish minutes of content every week for the next however many weeks.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Many.
Not too bad.
Rock and roll, the root and roll music. All these album covers get really bad at some point.
And in memory,
couldn't they get someone else bad for these album covers?
Oh, come on! In memory of John Lennon. And George Harrison, who I don't really know anything about. I will be leaving behind the anger when it comes to the Beatles, and I will be embracing them. And if they end up being like even sicker and fucked up and sociopathic and gross in the future, I'm gonna play along. I'm gonna get. You know what?
Maybe I'm into this now.
Maybe I have to. Try life on the other side, See how it affects me. Maybe I'll find that I'm a happier person.
I like the idea of you like changing, like as a person, as you listen to these into like
I think
a
that's
worse version of yourself.
I think that's the goal.
I'm like,
I think at the end you're
like...
going to be able to look at me and go, Ben, you are a worse person for having gone on this journey.
I like the idea of like, Ben, I think you should stop. And then you're like, no.
And your Beatlemania period has ruined you.
Yeah, I'm trying to replace the albums with other albums without you realizing. So you break the cycle without you knowing, but I don't really know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'll just put like Gorillaz on, but I put it for like AI.
So it sounds
voice,
like it's
I'm happy.
I'm happy. I'm feeling good. I've got sunshine. And a bug.
I'm useless.
But not for long. The future. Is
coming on.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I kind of like Plastic Beach. Hold up. Maybe it's good now.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess we'll
Thanks
see
for listening.
that.
We'll see in the future. If I start coming on and talking about kids with guns, Max has succeeded.
Succeeded with my CIA psyop, yeah.
But that's been Dead Ensigns. I'm Beat Ben. This has been Max.
Hello.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to subscribe to the podcast, it's much appreciated. You can do it on so many different apps and even YouTube. And if you do it on YouTube, you can leave comments on our podcast videos as well. Or if you don't feel like doing that, you could email us, deadensigns@gmail.com. What should they tell us about, Max?
I don't know. Tell us what we should improve.
What's your favorite Beatles song?
What's your favorite? Yeah.
Who's your favorite Beatle?
If you could become a Beatle for a day, which one would you be?
I'd choose a Hercules Beatle.
Yeah, I knew it. That was the bit that I wanted to do, but he stole it from me.
Little joke. Well, we're a duo here. You set it up, I knock it down.
Yeah.
You're the straight man. I'm like the funny one.
I was supposed to do it.
Well, next time, don't fucking fuck you, okay? All right, bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.